Now, with the amount of police stop and searches that are carried out across the country, many of which are now recorded by individuals and uploaded to social media, it would appear that out of almost 5,000 complaints made against the Metropolitan Police Force over the past few years, only 6 have ever been disciplined. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to suggest that every copper conducts unlawful stop and searches, but there are many, and to say that only 6 of 5,000 were unlawful, I think is a bit of a joke. Now, the Press Association, which is the same organisation that seems to work with the government and other organisations in preparing articles that are then shared by copy and paste into most newspapers, say that they obtained figures that showed only 17 police faced disciplinary proceedings and just 6 had their allegations proven, resulting in 4 receiving management advice, 1 a written warning and another a final warning. Former Home Shadow Secretary Diane Abbott said the figures showed a disappointing story. It's a jolly good thing she wasn't the one to count them. She said, "Nothing has caused more antagonism between the community and the police than the misuse of stop and search. Obviously there is a role for stop and search, but the Met Police management need to take enforcing the rules around it much more seriously. This situation can only undermine community confidence in the Met Police at a very difficult time." When the Metropolitan Police were asked about the figures, they said the disciplinary action figures which were released under the Freedom of Information Act only relate to breaches of Code A of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, which governs the statutory powers officers have to search a person or a vehicle without making an arrest first, which would prove why the mainstream media can't be trusted, as they never mentioned this important point themselves. And I'd say it is an important point because the police have several powers to stop and search, and this is simply one of them, although it is a power that's regularly used. Out of the 5,000 complaints received, 748 were recorded as a breach of Code A over a 6-year period between 2014 and 2020, meaning that less than 1% resulted in any disciplinary action. The data also shows the number of complaints more than doubled from 786 in 2019 to 1,744 2020, with the number of searches carried out rising from 268,771 to 319,713 in the same period. The campaign group Stopwatch said the police complaint system was not fit for purpose. They said it essentially requires individuals asking a force to police itself using procedures opaque to the public, so it comes as no surprise that those who need answers most from their negative stop and search experiences are least likely to access the system, and so there is little faith in that injustices will be rectified. Worse still, they say the sheer volume of complaints tell us that too many police officers in London who conduct stop and searches cannot be trusted to do so properly. The figures come after the Independent Office for Police Conduct, Watchdog, last year made 11 recommendations for the Metropolitan Police to improve its use of stop and search powers. A review of cases found the legitimacy of stop and searches was being undermined by a number of issues, including a lack of understanding about the impact of disproportionality and poor communication. Now, the fact that so many police get away with breaching their own codes and in some cases the law, this is why it's so important to record every interaction with them. Now, I fully understand it can be nerve-wracking, but the difference is either being arrested yourself and potentially charged for something you haven't done, or holding the police to account and ensuring that you are safe in all interactions with so-called law enforcers. Very big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.